I'm planning. I need to stop using the democratic we.
Today we. Today, the premier, Crowder, I'm gonna sit down with Nash. What?
Wow, I just interrupted. Sorry.
Today we have a special guest on Crowder Chat. My favorite guest, Nash Kyonenenene. He's coming to discuss the ins and outs of his candidacy for SBP. Let's bring in Nash Kyun. What do I do? Welcome to the show, Nash.
Hello.
Thank you for coming.
Crowder Chat.
Is this your first interview after your election?
Justin, I gave you my exclusive tell-all interview.
Okay, yes.
First post-election.
Why did you run for student body president?
Good question. I'm so glad I don't have to give like my in-character candidate answer. I ran for SBP because
Hello, Nelson.
I thought it would be fun to tell Nelson I say hi. As you probably can figure out, I wasn't like planning this since freshman year. I didn't have like a whole lot of political.
No one does that.
I didn't have a lot of political ambitions, but really just one day in I think late October, maybe actually it's probably late September, early October. You, me, and Chris were talking about SBP, and the idea came up that somebody should run a spoof campaign. I was like, that sounds a lot like it could be a lot of fun, and it was a lot of fun. But that was really the only reason that at least that I started, or I signed on to run.
Yeah. Now we just took down the Narwhal Castle.
Yes.
And the Narwhal thing. Can you explain that to people? I was a doubter. I was a Narwhal doubter at the beginning. I thought it was a stupid idea to use that in your campaign, but it worked beyond my wildest dreams.
Yes, we actually had some very intense arguments about whether or not to include the narwhals. But the narwhal idea itself grew out of, we were obviously spoofing other campaigns and how like they seem to think that they're running for actual president instead of just student body president. And so we were thinking of having a mascot as like a way to parody, like the donkeys and the elephants. Like if somebody were actually serious, they might do that because you'd have a mascot that people could rally around. And so the actual idea for narwhals being the mascot was, I forget whose idea it was. It was just like Stephen, Chris, and I kind of like came to it.
So how many votes did you get overall?
We got 869 votes.
869 votes.
Which is like 862 votes.
You came in fourth, but in all seriousness, the only strategy that I could see, the brilliant strategy by Chris Jones, the successful campaign manager, chief of staff, etc. He was my chief of staff last year. I got the most votes in my district in Congress. I'm telling you, the guy's a genius. So the only strategy I could tell was to get in the newspapers by being obnoxious. And you came in fourth. And the only advertisement you had besides the forums and the DTH was your A-frame, which was a castle.
Yeah.
And it worked like a charm. Imagine if you had campaigned in the pit. Imagine if you had a presence with A-frames in the pit. Your name would have gotten out there. And I think, seriously, you were second on the ballot, which didn't hurt at all. I think you would have maybe done better. I mean, it is a thing. It is actually a campaign to study if you're interested in becoming SVP.
I might disagree with you on that. I think that a lot of people voted for us because we were different and like we were mocking the system. And if we were in the pit, one of the things we were mocking was people being obnoxious. And,
right.
The A-frame thing was mocking last year when the A-frames got so big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think if we were obnoxious, people wouldn't have taken it as as much of a.
I'm not talking about
to be a part of by voting for us.
I'm not talking about obnoxious, but the top two were the most prevalent in the pit. I'm just saying name recognition works in student body election.
Thank God I wasn't in the top two.
So one of the gimmicks that we used you used in your campaign regarded the joke about everybody is your campaign manager.
And I took it was based off like the U campaign and yeah.
So everyone listening, except for people who file complaints in order to not be your campaign manager anymore, are interested to know some of the ideas that we discussed at the meetings that were not implemented. Do you have any of those that would be funny to share?
There were lots of ones that we thought that we thought were
I look back, boy, it must have been green. See, he's down, girl! Get back, I'll get that. Get back home.
I shot the camera. Put down the baby. Put down the baby.